Hello, everybody. Welcome along. Good morning. This is the Benjamin Bloom football channel, and Twitter went crazy last night after West Ham United captain Mark Noble sent out a certain tweet in response to Grady Diangana leaving. So I thought I'd have a little chat about that this morning, about the role of the captain and criticising your boss, and is it ever right, and when's it right, and how should you do it, and should you do it publicly, and at what point can you do it? Very interesting dynamics. So this transfer of Grady Diangana to West Brom seems to have really ticked off Noble, the West Ham captain, and the West Ham fans, and a couple of other West Ham players. This is a Championship channel, so I'm very, very familiar with Grady Diangana. Came on loan to Slaven Bilic, obviously ex-West Ham player, West Brom last season. Bilic eventually got West Brom promoted. He stocked up the positions off the front. He got up really rotating Charlie Austin, Ken Zahor, and Hal Robson-Kanu up front. So not really having a prolific striker in there at any point, but he used people like Matthias Pereira and Matt Phillips, Filip Kravinovic, latterly Kamil Grzycki and Callum Robinson. But along with Pereira, one of the mainstays in the team, was that guy there, Grady Diangana. He was superb. He played off the left-hand side, injured in the middle of the season, and that did coincide with a West Brom drop-off in points per game when he was not playing. And I think we all know what sort of player he is. Off the left-hand side, good dribbler, good pace, creative, can pick a pass while he's dribbling, can go to the byline and cross, and can finish himself. Ends up with really decent numbers, 23 starts there, 8 goals, 6 assists. So the idea is that this is a 22-year-old sort of West Ham product here, that has gone to the Championship, bossed it, and helped the team get promoted. What also needs to be said is that during this season, West Ham spent, and correct me if I'm wrong on the fee, but high sort of 16, 17, 18 million quid on Jarrod Bowen, who, I like Jarrod Bowen, he's completely innocent in all of this obviously, but a young player who's doing well in the Championship, who plays wide and scores lots of goals. Different player to Diangana, but in terms of the profile of unproven at the top level but doing really well in the Championship, similar age, wide player, a similar type profile. So out goes Diangana. This has rumbled for a little bit. I think the medical was done like a day before or something. So Mark Noble, let me just give you the timeline properly. That's West Brom announcing there at 8:45. And this is Mark Noble at 9:13. So this is the club captain, who would obviously have known about this way before West Brom tweeting something, you would hope. So he's tagged West Ham's tweet there. So West Ham, we can confirm, Diangana has completed a permanent transfer to West Brom. Everyone at West Ham would like to wish Grady thank you for his service and commitment to the club. Wish him all the best in his future. So Mark Noble quote tweets that and says, as captain of this football club, which, remember, nobody else in the world can say at this time. So he's put his status to the mast there. I'm gutted, angry and sad that Grady has left. Great kid with a great future. So obviously this tweet absolutely blew up, because essentially it's a club captain of a Premier League team, gutted, angry and sad, essentially saying that this is not the right decision and that Diangana shouldn't have been sold and he should have been used at the club. Great kid with a great future. So this is not just the guy wearing the captain's armband, and bear in mind I'm an Ipswich fan. I remember those 13 games on loan in 2006, but just astonishing career here. 502, if Wikipedia is right, 502 appearances for West Ham, just massively consistent. There's a 38 in the Premier League, a 37, 29, 31, 33. So I believe he's around sort of 33 years old now. So 500 appearances, you're really going into club legend stakes there. Now, whether that means that gives you a bit of more carte blanche to speak your mind or say something in public, maybe. Maybe if you're 33 years old and you've had more games in your career than you've got coming up, let's just say, maybe that colours your decision making a little bit. It's been up and down on Twitter all week with West Ham fans. This Jim White thing, take it with a pinch of salt sometimes. I think on TalkSport, they literally, coincidentally, always have people on binary opposite sides of a debate. So you never know whether Jim White actually thinks this or it's in the script that he seems to be holding in his hand there. What do these West Ham fans want? Why is it they habitually complain on the eve of a new season and when they should be right behind Moyes? Stop being on the back of the owners all the time. The reason I put it in there is just so, as we get to the conclusion here, we do have the counter argument, because it wouldn't be fair to present any kind of analytical video with just one side of it. So we're talking about David Sullivan, David Gold, and Karen Brady, the unholy trinity, as Gab Marcotti, the journalist, humorously calls them. So that story there in The Guardian is from January 2010, where they completed the takeover. Remember, the Icelandic sort of bank that collapsed were funding them, and they'd signed, I remember, Dean Ashton, and who was that French winger they signed on astronomical wages? Kieran Dyer, a good old Ipswich boy, made a fortune out of working for them then. It all went wrong. They ended up in the Championship a couple of times. And Sullivan and Gold complete their takeover, although they probably ended up in the Championship under Sullivan and Gold, if that's 2010, and Noel was down there in 2012. Correct me if I'm right or wrong in the comments on that one. Darren Randolph also piped up on Instagram there. You can see it's more the older, experienced players. So he's atted Grady Diangana there. I can't believe it. Devo to see you go. I assume that's devastated. Massive future ahead of you, brother. Hope you're going to rip it up and onto even bigger and better things. Keep smiling and positive, and good luck with everything. So a little bit less controversial. No angry, sad, gutted. Jack Wilshere, however, go and do your thing in a club that respects you. Fist bump. Big player with a big future. So, yeah, that's a dig, isn't it? Go and do your thing with a player who respects you. So, what I'm interested in here, and I would hold my hands up, I'm not an expert on the ownership situation at West Ham. You can comment me on that, and pretty assured that certainly if you support West Ham, you know more about that than I do. I'm just interested in the role of a captain here, and what a captain shouldn't do, what's good behaviour, and when a captain should break ranks and say something like this. So I'm really interested in your comments. Should a club captain publicly criticise his bosses? It's probably not black and white. So maybe the question is more, when is the right time for a club captain to publicly criticise his bosses? And remember, this is a 33-year-old with 500 games tenure. So a lot of stock and credit built up with the West Ham fans. If you don't support West Ham, my second question there is, would you back your club's captain if he did the same? I know you'll get people who say, yes, go Noble, speak truth to power. And then you'll get others that say, no, you're a representative of the club and you're the captain. And whatever you feel, putting that out is not in the best interest of the club. Or is it in the best interest of the club? Or the idea that the owners and the captain being publicly at loggerheads is not in the best interest of the club. I don't know. I'm really interested to see what people think. I'm quite split on this one. And thirdly, is Noble actually right in what he said? And let's try and make our analysis well thought out, let's just say. I'm not asking anybody or telling anybody what to think. And you may reach this conclusion. However, often it's very basic power stuff when people are analysing football owners. Often it's very binary. Player gets signed, that's good. Player gets sold, that's bad. We know that it's not as simple as that, but sometimes it ends up being that way. And sometimes owner bad, fan good. Owner bad, player good. And we know it's not that simple. Now, it may be the case that Diangana shouldn't have been sold. And if you can give me the reasons for that, then I'll respect that. But I'd love to hear your comments on is Noble right, because it's never quite that simple with player sales. But this one does seem to be a bit of a glaring one with someone who's gone away, worked well at West Brom, is liked, and then obviously the captain has come out and sort of crushed the decision. So really interested in people's thoughts here. Again, not necessarily on West Ham ownership, because obviously we're a championship channel here. We've got links to Diangana from last season. But I'm really interested in the role of the captain, whether it's ever right, or at what point is it right to go against your owners, and also at what point do you gain enough stock in a club where you can just come out and say what you like, really. I'm sure 500 games and decade of service or whatever may put Mark Noble in that category. Let me know what you think. Really, really interesting topic here. You can support the channel, like, comment, subscribe. We're coming up hopefully soon, 12,000 subscribers here on YouTube. You can join our fantasy league. I haven't got the code to hand, but it's in other videos. Just check at the end there. You can listen to all of these shows on podcast. If you don't want to look at my face, just type the Benjamin Bloom Football Show. And you can support me financially. I'm having a go at doing this full time, having lost my job because of COVID. You can do that in one of three ways. Amazon.co.uk/shop/the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. You buy anything from that shop front and I get a little kickback and you get the product. Great, everyone's a winner. You can support on Patreon. Subscribe over there. $3 and you get a shout out in the description here. That's basically a donation and you're supporting a fellow football fan. But for $5 you get some extra content there in my Patreon only Q&As and Patreon only vlogs. And you can sponsor this channel as well if you're a small business or a fan. Benjamin Bloom Music 2Ms at gmail.com. Moreover, it's not about me. It's about the role of the captain and when is it right or wrong or appropriate to speak out against your own owners. Really interested. Let's hope we get some nuanced stuff rather than just owner bad, player good. But I'm really interested in your thoughts on this one because I know I get accused of being sitting on the fence sometimes. I'm not. It's complex. I don't really know where the line is. So I'm interested in hearing people's different views on that. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video. Over and out.